What is up, guys? My name is Pocketcraft and welcome back to the Cobblemon Survival Guide. Last episode we talked about how to make revives, potions, and all other healing items in Cobblemon. But let's be honest, most of us would rather just use a healing machine. So in today's episode I'm going to show you how you can easily craft a healing machine and a PC in Cobblemon. We're also going to challenge the third gym leader and build some awesome farms. So make sure to stick around to the end of the video so you don't miss out on anything, and smash that subscribe button if you love Cobblemon and want to learn more about it. Now you might be wondering, Pocketcraft, why did you just teach us how to make revives and potions if there's an item that can heal all your Pokemon completely? There's two main reasons. First of all, the healing machine is very expensive. To craft it, we're gonna need at least 1 diamond, iron, copper, a Ghast tier, and you also need a revive. So you can't craft a healing machine without first crafting revives, so I wanted to make sure you knew how to make it. And also the healing machine isn't very portable. It takes time to charge, so it really only works well if you just leave it in your base. So revives and potions are still very helpful when you're on the road battling Pokemon, so I still recommend crafting them. They can also be useful for some future things that we'll talk about, like fossil restoration. But first things first, we need to get a Ghast tier. And there are two main ways you can get a Ghast tier. This is one of the more difficult items you need to obtain to get a healing machine. Now luckily both methods to get a Ghast tier can be done easily in the Nether. And then if you're scared of the Nether, one of these also works outside of the Nether. Now the first method is just to fight Ghastly. Ghastly actually drops a Ghast tier. So if you're playing without Minecraft mobs enabled, or if you're scared of battling Ghast, this is probably the easiest way to do it. It is a pretty low drop chance, but if you fight enough Ghastlies, you should be able to get one pretty quickly. You could also catch a Ghastly and use the pasture bin collector if you're playing with the pasture bin collector mod. Ghastly will spawn very commonly in the Nether, especially in like soul sand biomes, and it also spawns in most of the overworld at night. Now if you're playing with Minecraft mobs enabled, you can also just do this the good old-fashioned way by trying to fight a Ghast. And he's kind of flying away from us, so we'll have to hunt him down here. Now this is obviously a little bit more of a dangerous method, but it is a higher percentage drop rate. And so we did kill it up there, so we'll have to hunt up there, but I'm pretty sure they drop a Ghast tier every time. Apparently they also don't drop it every time. We just got some gunpowder. So I'm gonna have to keep hunting, but if you keep battling Ghast or fighting Ghastly, you should be able to come by a Ghast tier in less than an hour. For most of you, you'll be lucky and you'll be able to find it much faster. You're not gonna believe this, but a Porygon just spawned in. Now Porygon is one of the most interesting spawn Pokemon in Cobblemon. I was gonna do a whole video about it at some point, and I still may if people have questions. But Porygon can only spawn in a chunk that has a PC in it. And so that just really limits its spawn chance. So it's usually very rare. And usually you have to hunt it specifically by just throwing down a bunch of different PCs all over your area, and then one will spawn in. But we just got lucky here as we were looking for a Ghast tier that a Porygon spawned in. So we'll try and catch this guy here. He'll be a big one for trying to complete the Kanto Pokedex, which is still one of our goals. If you don't know all our goals for the series, feel free to look in the description below. Remember as well that every time we hit a member goal, we will spin the wheel of destiny and start a new challenge. So if you want to help support the channel, if you want to see some cool stuff happen, if you want a Pokemon named after you, then go ahead and hit the join button below. But thank you guys all for watching. If you've enjoyed the series so far, please smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new so you don't miss out on any of these new episodes. And we're going to slowly whittle down Porygon here to see if we can get him on our team. Now Charmeleon got knocked out. We'll go into Jake here, who is named after one of our channel members. And Jake has false swipe, so we can go for that, which should help make sure we don't knock out Porygon. And we're getting pretty close here. It is turn number 10, so if we use a timer ball, it'll be at ×4 effectiveness. And Porygon did just change to the rock type, which is interesting. Probably won't affect us too much here. We actually don't have a lot of Pokeballs with us right now, which is kind of scary. I was going to just go throw this Great Ball, but I didn't realize how many little Pokeballs we have with us. So I'm going to be careful here, try and get it as low as possible. We may even try and put it to sleep with one of our other Pokemon, or so before we catch it. Poliwag does have Hypnosis, so that could work great. If we can land one more false swipe, this would be perfect. I feel like 2% is probably close enough. We'll switch to Poliwag. Hopefully he doesn't use a Thunder move right here. He goes for agility. We just have to hope he doesn't do it next time, because Poliwag will probably get one shot, probably by Psybeam as well. Poliwag lives, which is huge, and hopefully we land Hypnosis, which we do. And so now we'll throw this Great Ball, and hopefully we get lucky. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I thought we had it. Let me see if I can reach up here without ending the battle. I think next episode we're gonna have to build an automatic apricorn farm because we are running low on Pokeballs. We currently can't catch any balls that'll be super helpful here, so I'm just gonna catch 8 of these slate balls And let's just hope that's enough to catch it. Porygon is asleep and its HP is super low, so I think our chances are pretty good. 2, 3. Oh, Poliwag got knocked out, so we'll go into Cat here and use Stun Spore. Hopefully that'll help. We get it paralyzed, so it should increase our catch rate here. We'll throw another Slate Ball. And there we go. All right, that was a little bit harder than I thought, but we did catch ourselves a Porygon, which is huge. And actually, we just found out that Cat is able to evolve. For some reason, she's running away here. But we'll throw her out here, and let's click to evolve into a Breloom, which will be an awesome member of our team. The fighting type will be super useful. A lot of the best ways to get XP in Cobblemon is fighting normal types. And there we go, Breloom, our first final evolution on our team. We'll go through and replace Tackle with Sky Uppercut. Wow, we have a lot of moves we gotta change actually. Sky Uppercut would be sweet. We can replace Mega Drain with Giga Drain. Then also has the opportunity to learn Toxic, which could be really cool. Spore. We'll replace that there. I really like having Leech Seed. Mach Punch is also nice because it goes first, but I think I'll keep our moves for now. Now, once you have a Ghast tier, getting a healing machine is pretty simple. You just need 2 copper, 4 iron, a revive, a diamond, and then that Ghast tier. And you can use that right there to craft the healing machine. Then to use a healing machine, you can just place it down like any normal block, and it takes time to charge, right? So this is why it's not super effective to really carry it around, which is why you may still want some revives or some potions with you at all times in case you need to heal your Pokemon on the go. But we'll give this a second to charge. It doesn't take too long, and then we'll use it. But again, once it's charged, you just right click it, and it'll heal your Pokemon just like Nurse Joy in the series. You can also use this block to create the Nurse Villager, which is who we used last episode to trade for Revival Herbs and Vivichokes. So super helpful villager. We'll do a deep dive into that villager and all other villagers that are important to Cobblemon in a future episode. But just know if you want to create one, this is the block you need to use. And now the nice thing is once it's already been placed and charged, you don't need to wait for it to recharge, right? I can't heal my Pokemon because they're already healed. But I think, for example, this Poipole here is injured. I can just take it out and then I'll right click it again and my Pokemon will be fully healed. Now, if I break it and try and move it somewhere else, it will need to recharge. But if I just leave it here, it's always charged. I can come back to my base and heal my Pokemon whenever I want. Now, we've already talked about PCs on this series, but in case some of you are just coming for this episode to know how to make a healing machine and a PC, which I feel like go together really well early on, this is the crafting recipe. It's 2 smooth stone, 2 copper, 4 iron, and a glass block. Now, I'm actually going to craft this because I always suggest that you have a PC with you. And so I had one placed here in our base, and we had one with us, but I used that to make our pasture block farm. And so I want to craft this one as well so I can have a PC with us at all time in case we ever need to switch out our Pokemon. So that's the simple part about how to make a healing machine and a PC in Cobblemon. But don't leave just yet. We've got a ton of exciting stuff left in this episode. I'm going to get my Pokemon up to the level cap of level 30 so we can take on Maylene. And in the meantime, I'm going to be building at least 1, if not 2 farms to help us trade more easily with villagers. So the first one I want to build is a pumpkin farm. Now, pumpkin farms are very simple. I'll showcase the farm a little bit as it's being built and just how it works. But I want to make sure that we are able to get emeralds whenever we want to trade for armor or other useful items. And so I'm going to build a pumpkin farm right out here next to our base. And I'll try and build something pretty around it, not just have the exposed farm. Nothing this fancy, but maybe something in a similar style outside of it. And we'll probably build it over here and create a nice little farm area. Then we're going to battle the gym leader Maylene. I like to try and get as many of these nice little farms set up as possible early game. That way, whenever we need any rare items, we can just trade with the villagers and it makes everything so much easier. So I've created the bones of the pumpkin farm here. It's pretty simple. We have this water way here in the middle that's going to catch the pumpkins and bring them down to the hoppers into the chest. We have pistons next to observers. The observers are going to monitor when the pumpkin grows. And then we'll power this with redstone so that when the pumpkin grows, the piston will fire and destroy the pumpkin, pushing it into this waterway here. Now, there's one level that's pretty effective. I'm going to add a second level to this so we can get twice as many pumpkins at once so we can trade with our villagers really quickly. And then after that, I'm going to try and make this look a lot better because it looks pretty ugly. My goal is to try and make it somewhat similar to our house so that we can have a kind of similar theme going on here. So basically a mini version of my house will go here. Not as intricate here with the lower level, and it's mainly just a copy of this version up here. So I'll get working on that, and then we'll see how effective this is. Actually, before we do, I just noticed a wild Florgato spawned in. Now, we don't have the best Pokeballs with us, but we're going to go ahead and try and catch it. We could theoretically put it in a boat if things are getting close and it looks like we won't catch it, but I'd like to see if we can just catch it here. And there it is, level 34, so that's a little bit high. I'm gonna start with Cat and see if we can get it paralyzed right off the bat. That'll make things a little bit easier. Or Spore, sorry, that'll put it to sleep. Slash is gonna do a good amount of damage, but it shouldn't knock us out. And Spore has a super sweet animation there. Oh, and Florigato is immune. Well, in that case, I guess we're just gonna have to go for a Sky Uppercut. I don't think it'll knock it out. It is quite a lot higher in level. The fact that we can't put it to sleep kind of stinks. So that is unfortunate, but we should hopefully be all right. Cat will get it pretty low. As long as we don't crit here, we should be okay. Now, there's nothing we can really do there that won't knock it out. And we can't put it to sleep, which is lame. Oh, and we had a quick ball that I didn't use. That's unfortunate. We probably could have gotten it with a quick ball. I don't really want to waste our Pokeballs yet, but we don't have anyone that can put any status conditions on it. I want to go into Jake, but he might get knocked out first round. So I'm going to go to Poliwag instead. Poliwag will probably get knocked out right off the bat as well, but that way we can get the free switch into Jake to see if we can get a false swipe off. And tempted for a by pound, but I don't want to risk it. I guess at this point we'll just start throwing Pokeballs and hope we get lucky. It is getting a little dark out, so we don't want to be out too late after dark. Oh, and maybe 3. I thought we had it there for a minute. That would have been awesome. Seed Bomb should take out Poliwag, which is all right. We kind of planned for that. We'll throw out Jake here. Jake can use False Swipe, which should hopefully get it down to 1 HP. It didn't use Grass move, which is nice. We'll go one more time here, and it's going for Slash again, so we should live. And then we get Florigato, 2% must be 1 HP. So we'll just start throwing Pokeballs here. If we get down to our last Pokeballs, we do have a boat here that we could just throw it in and leave it here to come back for later. Hey, there we go. I was getting a little bit worried there, but we did just catch Florigato, which is awesome. That is another starter Pokemon under our belt. And Charmeleon also just got the ability to learn Flamethrower, which is huge. I just realized I haven't updated his moves in forever. There's a lot of better moves here that we haven't taught him. So we'll teach him Slash here as well. We should probably look through our other Pokemon. I think we just looked through Breloom recently. Looks like the rest of them are pretty much up to date. But I'm going to get that farm finished, and then I'll bring you guys back for our battle with Maylene. And we may end up building another structure as well. If you're enjoying this video so far, or if you're enjoying the series, make sure to hit that like button. It helps me know what kind of content you guys enjoy. Comment down below if there's anything else you'd like me to teach you in Cobblemon. Next episode, we are definitely going to be going into how to build an automatic apricorn farm, because I'm running low on Pokeballs, and so I have gone far too long without one of those. No way, guys. We just have found our very first shiny Pokemon of the series. I was putting the final touches on the pumpkin build, and I just got the alert that a shiny Fungus spawned, and I hear it now. It is up there. Now, that is not the coolest Pokemon in the world to have a shiny, at least I thought, but actually, that looks legit. It looks like a Master Ball. I don't think I'd ever actually seen a shiny Fungus before. This thing looks beautiful. I'm so pumped about this just to have a shiny in general, but I'm actually really happy with the way this one specifically looks. Now, it has Mega Drain, which is going to make catching it tricky, and again, I forgot to use a Quick Ball. I think what we're going to do is we're going to put this guy in a boat. We're going to get a little bit cheeky, and let's put him in there. And then we're actually going to run to reset the battle. You always have to run so far, but that will ensure that Fungus doesn't despawn. And now we can go ahead and catch it and do multiple attempts as long as we don't knock it out. But we'll start this new battle. Let's just hope we get lucky with a Quick Ball, because I really need more Pokeballs and we don't have much going on here. Oh, something I have noticed is when you have a Pokemon in a boat, it is so hard to find their hitbox. But we just got it there. Now hopefully this lands. Come on, give us our first shiny. Don't disappoint me. Yes! No way. There we go. Challenge completed. Lucky color. Our very first shiny Pokemon has been added to the team. Let's check him out right now. Or her, I guess. We don't actually know its gender. It is a him. Let's switch it with Breloom for now. And wow, look at this guy. Grass and Poison affects Spore, which is a super nice ability. It's got Synthesis, Mega Drain. This thing is actually loaded on IVs. Almost perfect attack EV. And then its speed, special defense, special attack, and defense are all super high as well. Probably one of the best shiny Pokemon I've ever caught in a game, besides actually in any Pokemon game. This is incredible. I'm super pumped about this. I never thought I'd use a Fungus on my team, but honestly, I think I'm gonna have to throw this one in here. We may have to drop Cat for a minute, which is a little bit sad, but I don't know. I think we got to go with the shiny here. Cat has performed well for us, so thank you for being a stud, Cat. and I think it's time we add our first shiny to the team. Definitely not the one I expected, but overall, I'm super happy with it. It has been long enough. We've played for a long time and hadn't found a shiny, so I'm pumped about it. Now, you did catch me mid-dirt block tower, which is a little bit embarrassing, but I had to bring you guys back for that. I've finished the pumpkin farm here. We've got 2 layers to it, and so it goes in here. Pretty simple, like we explained earlier, and it works pretty well. We've been farming quite a lot of pumpkins, just as I've been doing the build here. It's not the most efficient farm in the world, but it's enough for our needs. And now I think this isn't done yet, but I think I've gone a little bit overboard on the build. For a pumpkin farm, I built like a second house, and it was a lot of work. But I said that in this series, I wanted to make things look good. And now I'm still not the best builder in the world, but this looks a lot better than just an exposed pumpkin farm. And so I'm pretty happy about it. In retrospect, I should have built the farm farther over to the right. It's really close to our house, which I don't love. I didn't plan it out super well. The farm itself seemed so small, I thought it was fine. But once I added the whole house around it, it got pretty big. But I'm going to put these final touches on here and get our Pokemon up to level 30, including our new shiny Fungus, who is absolutely adorable. Love how tiny this guy is, and love just the little Cobblemon Master Ball there. That is epic. But we'll get them to level 30, and then we'll fight Maylene. And that's probably where we'll end off this episode. But make sure to stick around because you never know what's going to happen next. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what the heck are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss a future episode of the Survival Guide series and any of the fun that we're having. And no members have taken up Fungus yet. So if you do want this guy named after you and you want us to hit our next member goal, then feel free to check out the join button below. No way. I kid you not, it has been probably 10 real life minutes since we just caught the Fungus, and a shiny Zigzagoon just appeared. I hear the noise, but I can't figure out where it is. Where are you? This is crazy. We've gone, I think this is episode number 5 episodes with nothing. And then here in episode 5, 2 within 10 minutes. That's kind of just how shiny hunting goes sometimes, but I am super pumped about it. Shiny Zigzagoon, not the most powerful Pokemon, but definitely a fun one. We would like to get 6 shinies at some point, I think is one of our goals for this series. So I'm definitely excited about it. We still don't have a lot of good Pokeballs. So I'm going to switch here into Jake. Jake should be able to lower him pretty well. Now we'll go ahead and use False Swipe, do our best not to knock it out. And you guys will have to let me know what you want in the comments below. I wasn't planning to use a Zigzagoon, but it is shiny. And so I'm always tempted to replace a non-shiny Pokemon with a shiny. Let me know in the comments, should I add Zigzagoon to my team, have ourselves a shiny Lanoon, or should I save the space for someone else, or keep my current team for now? Speaking of that, we also have leveled up our Pokemon, all level 30, so we're just going to wait for Maylene to spawn in after we catch the Zigzagoon. And great news as well is that several of our Pokemon are now able to evolve. So we're going to have quite the exciting episode here. We're going to catch our second shiny Pokemon, and then we're going to go ahead and get several evolutions. It's not really a heavy Pokemon, but we might as well use the heavy ball because I want to save our friend balls for some other Pokemon. For some reason, when it's in a boat, I can never get this Pokemon's hitbox. We're going from above. There. And eventually, nope. Through all 4 of them. This is embarrassing. All right. 7th time's the charm. Nope. Now. They're just bouncing around in there and not getting the Pokemon. All right. Come on. I think we are doomed to never be able to throw a Pokeball at this guy. There we go. I think that was the 10th attempt. Hopefully it just gets in the ball here. I'm hoping Zigzagoon has a low... Yes! There we go. I think it has a pretty low catch rate. But that is awesome. We just got our second shiny Pokemon of the series in episode 2. Now, Rockruff is able to evolve. I'd like to evolve it now because I want the Dusk form. I mean, not the Dusk form. I want the Midnight form. Dusk form is really cool, and we can get that if we'd like, if we wait until Dusk. But I think I'd rather have Midnight form. So we're going to evolve him right now, and then we'll evolve our other ones in the daytime so you guys can get a better view. But Rockruff can only evolve into the Midnight form at dark. It evolves into the Dusk form right at the transition of light to dark at dusk. And then during the day, you can evolve into the other form. But I think Midnight Lycanroc looks awesome. Super cool member of the team. It can learn some better moves now. So we're going to give this guy Rock Tomb and Bite. I don't know how long we'll keep him on our team if we keep catching shiny Pokemon. But for now, definitely an awesome member. Here's a closer look at our new shiny Zigzagoon, looking awesome. It has pickup, which is actually super nice. I don't know if that works in Cobblemon. I assume it does. I've never used it before. But we'll take a look at its stats. Its IVs are not as good as Fungus, unfortunately. Still looks awesome. It's actually able to evolve right now. I don't know if we should evolve it or keep it. We'll keep it as Zigzagoon for now until we decide whether or not to use it, because I might like Zigzagoon shiny look better than shiny Lanoon. But we also have two other huge evolutions. First off the bat, we're going to evolve Jake. Never mind. It looks like maybe Jake can only evolve at night, because we got the message that it could evolve earlier at night, but it can't evolve right now. So we may have to wait till night to evolve him. But Poliwag, I know for sure can evolve. So we'll evolve this bad boy into Poliwhirl right now. And then we're going to have to start hunting for a water stone here, so we can evolve it into Poliwrath. We will have a future episode where we focus all in on evolution stones. I'd like to do that soon so we can get a Poliwrath, but it will not be next episode, because next episode we absolutely need to make the apricorn farm, because we're running out of Pokeballs and we keep finding shinies. Now we do have the ability to learn Wake Up Slap as well as Mud Bomb, which is pretty awesome. There also is Body Slam, which is a pretty good move, but I kind of keep what we have for now. I like having Hypnosis. It helps for catching Pokemon. I'm excited to use Poliwhirl on the team. I haven't used one. I don't know if I've ever actually used one. But we're going to go up here. There is a meadow biome up and to the right, which if we check the trainer card here with Maylene, it looks like she can spawn in the meadow biome. So we're going to head on over there, and hopefully she'll spawn in quickly here and we can take her on. Unfortunately, we are having a really hard time finding Maylene, and I don't want this episode to get out too late. So we'll keep looking for a little bit and hopefully we can find it. But worst case scenario, we can battle her next episode. However, good news is that it is nighttime and Jake is now able to evolve. So we're going to evolve this bad boy into Alolan Marowak. Totally changes up the typing. Honestly, ground type was kind of nice to have for a while. But Alolan Marowak looks sweet. It'll be an awesome addition. I'm okay with the dual fire because this dude is awesome. And gotta say shout out and thanks to the member Jake. Now we did learn some new moves. We got Shadow Bone here, which is an epic name and seems like definitely a good move to have. We'll probably replace Bone Club as well with Flame Wheel. We have quite the Pokemon here now. We're going to want to keep training him up because he is our false swiper, which is super important when it comes to catching rare Pokemon. So it'll be good to try and get his attack stat as high as possible. Now I'm a little bit confused. I was looking at the trainer card here, and it shows that Maylene is the next trainer, but it also says that we have the required trainer of Pokemon Trainer Cedric. Now it looks like at all these other ones, it just showed trainers that we had already had to battle as part of the progression. But Pokemon Trainer Cedric is not one that I have seen, and it's not like this, so I would think we wouldn't have to battle it. But either way, we'll keep our eye out for him, see if we can come across one. Maybe that's why I'm having such a hard time getting Maylene to spawn in. It is finally time. Gym Leader Maylene has finally spawned in. Been waiting for this one for a while. Definitely has been the hardest gym leader to find so far. But she's here now, and so we're going to have our third gym battle. Super excited for this. I think she's going to be one of the ones that might be a little bit more difficult. She carries Lucario, which is obviously a pretty powerful Pokemon, and it just tanked Dartrix's Pluck really well. I think I'm actually going to switch. Dartrix is my best counter for all of her Pokemon, but Lucario is also a fire type, which means Jake and Charmeleon should also do pretty good damage. We'll switch into Jake, our new evolution here, to see how he goes. She's using Bulk Up, which is a little scary, but gives us the free switch, which is nice. Then we'll go for a Flame Wheel here. See how well our new Alolan Marowak performs. And that's honestly pretty good. Does about half damage. We'll see how much she does to us, if she goes for the damaging move here or not. And looks like they just went for Screech. So we may just get lucky here. And she's going for Bulk Up again. Too much powering up. It's one thing I've noticed with the UI here. Sometimes they aren't the smartest battlers. But it does give us a good opportunity here to take them down pretty easily. So if you want more of a challenge, the Kanto version is much harder. The UI is a lot more optimized to be difficult to beat. So I definitely recommend that if you're looking for something a little bit more difficult. Or there are some servers that'll have a lot of competitive play on them. Maybe one day as the channel grows, we'll build one ourselves. But that'll be a little bit down the road. Ooh, and Machoke still does a lot of damage. He's got Rock Tomb, which is unfortunate. Dartrix is able to tank it, though. We'll be able to get off a Pluck here. Oh, actually, he outsped. So we lose Dartrix, and we got to decide who to throw out here. Let's use Charmeleon, I feel like is kind of the best option here. We'll go for Flamethrower. Should take it down. I'm hoping, I haven't looked up what the level cap increases to after this gym battle, but I'm hoping if it gets up to 36, then we can go ahead and evolve this guy into Shiny Charizard, which I'm so excited to have. Then we can fly around on him. There we go. We just beat the 3rd gym leader. This is super hype. We're going along well in our journey. Let's check the level cap here. Did it not increase at all? It's possible that she doesn't increase the level cap at all. Interesting. So we now have to fight gym leader Wake, and he will only increase our level cap by 1. So we won't be getting Charizard next episode, unfortunately. And we are going to have to find some different biomes here because he doesn't really spawn around where we are. So we'll have to go look around for a beach, jungle, or river biome next episode. But more importantly, next episode, we are finally building that automatic apricorn farm. So make sure to check out next week's episode. That'll be a big one. But today has been huge. We built ourselves a PC and healing machine. We built ourselves an automatic pumpkin farm and gave it a nice new design to make things look like more of a city around our base, and we'll continue to expand on that with further farms and stuff. And then we also caught our first 2 shiny Pokemon, got a ton of evolutions, and I am super excited about this Fungus right here. Definitely an awesome Pokemon to have on the team. And I guess we do have Charmeleon is a shiny. I haven't been counting him since we got him with the Do Shiny Starters command. But we have 3 shinies now. If we can get a couple more, maybe we'll have a couple episodes here where we just have a full shiny team, which would be totally epic. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, you are a real homie. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that button, and if you want a Pokemon named after you, consider hitting the join button. Thank you for all you do, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.